Hey everybody, welcome to episode 113 of The Green Life. In today's episode, I'll be speaking about skincare with a wonderful guest, Marie Claude Marion. Marie Claude is Canadian and now lives in Portugal, and she sees clients to teach them how to change their skincare to make sure that they use safe, clean, and appropriate skincare. She also has an online program to teach clients how to look at their ingredients in their bathrooms and really change everything when some seemingly dodgy ingredients may be in their products. Alright, before we get into the episode and you'll learn much more about this, I want to give a big shout out to Nomad Glow for the J2 juicer, but also C2, as you know, and now they have a milk maker, so if you want a 10% discount on any of them, go into the show notes and pick it up. I also am an affiliate of Dr. Morse's Herbs, New Zest, and Wonder Workshop, and you can grab the discount codes in the show notes as well, so please enjoy because I use them all. I also have shared my links to my work, and so if you are a woman that is really interested in tackling your hormones and getting healthier or coming on retreats, please do so, check it out, and I'll see you super soon. Let's dive into the episode. Welcome, Marie Claude. Hi, Marie Claude. Welcome on The Green Life. How are you today?
Hi, Chantal. I'm so excited to be there with you. It's just, it's my first podcast actually. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is your first one and very honored that you chose to do it. But after talking, it just made a lot of sense to be speaking because obviously the Green Life is all about health, wellness, and really inspiring people to get a grip on what's happening in their life in terms of choices that they make. And when it comes down to skincare, it's really tough. Like everybody goes to the supermarket and buys all these products or even big brands.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's going on. So it's a very educational topic and I feel like everyone can benefit from it. Women and men, which is awesome. But I also have a particular, obviously, interest in women because I work with women's hormones and we know that a lot of products are actually endocrine disruptors. So we want to shed a bit of light there. But before we get into the subject, I'd love to know a little bit about your story, your background, how you became a specialist in facials and skincare, and also how you got your cosmetology knowledge.
Yeah, well, with pleasure. It's a very passionate story, and I will try to keep it like short but long. But please let me know if like you have question in the middle, because I am born in the cosmetic industry. I am from Canada, Montreal, so I do speak French and English, and I grew up in Quebec, Montreal. So my story will be like based on Montreal and Quebec, but also all around the world because I'm a big fan traveler. And just to set the tone with my story, I'm 34 years old and I will be 35 on December 23. So it's my last couple of days in my 34. So that's interesting because I talk about my background and people sometimes they're like, oh, you look so young.
Yeah, you are young though. And that's okay. But I have to also say on a personal note, we will celebrate your birthday with Christmas this year together, which is really, really cool.
This is so nice. I'm very, very grateful. So like I said, I'm born in the cosmetic industry. I was 5 and my dream was to work for a big company like L'Oreal. And I remember like I used to put makeup of my grandma when I was like 7, 8. So I was really, really into this cosmetic. And when I finished university, I had like a big dream was to work for L'Oreal, you know. So I did work for L'Oreal for like 6 years, and I work also for other big company in Canada. And you know, at that age, I'm 21. Finishing university, and I'm just diving into this cosmetic world, right? Because before my university, I was a beauty advisor, like forever. I start at 16 years old. So at 16 years old, I was selling, but also helping women and men to choose their skincare for them. But at that time, it was about pleasure, texture, smell, and playfulness. That was all about. And of course, we were like talking about active ingredient. And I remember myself like working for those big company and being in like so thrilled when they were like presenting, like the big presentation at the national sales meeting about those ingredients. And I was like, wow, this is so amazing. So actually, we were living the dream and they were selling us the dream of this playfulness, texture, and smell. But we never like read more than the active ingredient, right? Which can be like from plants, of course, from synthetic one that the chemists they do to improve the health of the skin. So that's like the background that I started with, playfulness. And then when COVID arrived, of course, for a lot of people, it changed us a lot. And me, I call that the green transition, because I stopped working for the company that I was working, because I used to be also the educator. So I was training the beauty advisor to sell the product. So that was like my my most part of my job was to train. So I train like thousands and thousands of men and women that were selling the cosmetic. So when the pandemic arrived, we could train anymore. So I was working from home, doing video and everything. And life happened and I stopped working for those companies and I was like unemployed for like a year. And I actually, it's a friend who she asked me, like, what you gonna do? And I'm like, I miss cosmetic because 1 year it was like a break. But I had this intuition, which I would never have said, but I said, if I go back in the cosmetic industry, I will go for a natural one. Without me knowing, I was still in the playfulness, texture, smell mode. So, but intuitively, I knew that I needed to do a change, So life happened. Thank God. Full of gratitude for that. An amazing Canadian brand name is Nordora. So take a note of this brand.
Can we put them in the show notes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Nordora, it's a Canadian brand that use active from trees in Quebec to help the skin protect themselves from harsh temperature in Canada. And the owner of Nordora used to work for L'Oréal. So we, looking at each other, we knew the transition that we have made, And and after that, I made a transition with the product that you use to clean your house, my food, like my shampoo, my body care. I started because of Nordora, I started to be aware and more curious about active ingredient, but also not just the active ingredient, the under ingredient. That's the interesting part. And with Nordora, I was still the national educator. So I was like educating all the beauty advisor, but we had new client, which was the naturopath and the healing therapist, holistic healing therapist that works with hormone and help women and men with their hormones. And them, they were not looking the texture, they were not looking the smell, they were looking the box. And then I was like, okay, that's not what I'm used to, but that's interesting. So for 2 full years, I trained those naturopaths and I learned with them and with Nordora to read the ingredient, to understand them. And it was only about preservative agent, all about all the other ingredient that makes the texture. What makes the texture? It's an ingredient, right? And sometimes it's not natural. Sometimes it's synthetic.
Yeah. It's a very interesting, that's wonderful. It's a very interesting thing to look at because I also I actually created during COVID. Funny enough, I created this online course with the founder of Naturelli, and we she's an expert in aromatherapy, and she makes really beautiful products actually locally here in Portugal. So
Oh,
she
wow.
sells them in markets, and I would love to introduce the products to you, because she doesn't sell them on a big scale, because you know that unfortunately, like everything, to get scalable, you have to do a lot of testing to be able to be in the store. There's a lot, and that costs money. Like one single test on safe ingredients. We're talking the base of like almond oil and, like the coconut oil, like any
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
that
yeah.
is just safe already. You have to test everything, and it's like
Mhm.
400 euro per test. So if you don't have a big backing, these products are really, it's impossible to put them in big stores. And so a lot of people don't have access to them. But you can then
Absolutely,
get
yeah.
access to them by talking basically to people that are making them themselves. So we did this course, and she obviously focused on the skincare, and I did the last module all about house cleaners and talking
Mm.
about the importance of having non-toxic cleaners at home.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the scented candles, right? Like that stuff is just not good. The OVCs are terrible endocrine disruptors. If you want hormonal issues, that's all you have to have around you. And I'm
Yeah.
just trying to tell everyone. And one thing that fascinated me is, like, you took 2 years to learn with naturopathic doctors all these wonderful things. I went into naturopathy with this knowledge, but actually it surprises me how many people don't even want to hear it, because the
Mhm.
marketing on TV, online, the how we used to things is like this brainwashing. Like, but those things are safe because they're in the store. But we know that not
Absolutely.
everything that is in the
Hmm.
store is safe, not even the food. So it's
Yeah.
really interesting. But I feel like COVID probably woke a lot of people up, and at least inspired us to look into deeper things at some level. Some people consciously, other people maybe subconsciously. And your journey just sounds wonderful. It's like, you lost something that was grounding you into what you loved, but actually you found something you love even more.
Absolutely. And it ground me even more because, when I start talking with those naturopath, we were talking about ingredient that it's from like the nature. That's the thing, even the preservative agent. And what we need to understand, and this is what I do, I'm going to talk about it later, but this is what I do. I just spread the word to the world that natural skincare can be playful and effective without those harmful ingredients
And can
and
smell nice.
and can smell nice with what? Nature,
Yeah.
essential oil. Because when you look fragrances, okay, when you put your perfume or when your day cream smells like super nice, they put perfume. Like, it's not essential oil we're talking about. Essential oil, it's like if it's lavender, it's lavender. But if it's perfume, in the perfume, it can have like 15 to 30 different ingredients inside. But by the law, they don't need to put these ingredients. So even if you read the ingredient, you're like, oh, that's fine. I scan it and it's like 15 on 20. It's safe. But if you see perfume, you're not that safe because you don't know what's inside the perfume. So that's very interesting. And in natural skincare, natural and organic, they use essential oil, which brings the playfulness. And it's a small, small, small dose of essential oil because I had a lot of clients that were pregnant. And depending countries, sometimes essential oil is not recommended for pregnant women.
Mm-hmm.
And then pregnant women, and that's not nice for them because they avoid using essential oil in their skincare product, but then they go with perfume.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really education,
Yeah.
and this is why I was like all about education. So yeah, and I had can I share a story with one ingredient
Yes,
actually?
please. Yeah.
Because there's like 100 of ingredients that we need to avoid. Some of them, like you said, they are suspected endocrine disruptor. One can be irritating, other can harm our nature, actually. And one, the name is MIT. So I will pronounce it the best that I can. It's methyllisothiazolinone. Okay, so just remember MIT.
Okay. Metal.
Methyllisothiazolinone.
Lithium. Okay.
Yeah, that's it's. And if you see that in your skincare, please
avoid it.
If you cannot pronounce it, avoid it.
Run the other way.
Yes, exactly. If you cannot pronounce it, just avoid. So actually, I want to do a reel about that on my Instagram to show my face, because I had like rash here, rash everywhere on my face and in my neck. And when I used to work for the big company, and I was like, what is that? Like I was cleaning my face, doing what I think I was doing right. But I met like an esthetician, and she told me, do you have the mint in your shampoo, in your face wash? Because the mint is used as a preservative agent that company they can still use. And I was like, I will check. So I did like the checkout in my bathroom, and in my shampoo there was this ingredient. So every time that I was washing my hair with this one, with like this product that have this ingredient, my skin was doing a reaction. So when I switched to more natural shampoo, it disappeared. And I don't know, 2-3 years later, I'm going to my friend. I sleep there and I didn't bring my shampoo, and I see in the shower she have a shampoo. I don't check the ingredient. I'm gonna wash. It was summer, with chlor in the pool. Just gonna wash my hair, and I get out of the shower and I have the same rash. And I took the bottle and I see the mint ingredient. So it's not if you use it once in a while it's gonna be okay. No, this ingredient is there and is like kind of attacking our skin. So,
but I mean, and this is a very interesting very interesting story, and the high correlation to this ingredient. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because a lot of people will say, well, but you're saying that a lot of these products that are not natural do have an array of ingredients that perhaps are not good for us. So how do you know it was just the myth?
That's actually a good question. I did like the recognition of the way my skin react to I associate. Actually, it's what I did. I associate. But then when I was not using a shampoo with that was not this myth inside, I was okay.
So even a normal brand that wasn't necessarily natural?
It was a normal brand, exactly. Okay. It was just I didn't have this ingredient. So I just did the correlation and I said like, oh, this might be. And then I did some research and I saw like right away that it can cause irritation on the skin. So and it's hard. It's hard to go through a list. And first of all, we don't understand them because they are, how can I say that? It's the inky name, right? It's like the chemistry name of this ingredient. And then we're like, we don't know what it means. But if you take them and you do some research, you will see that there's few that they are, and they can cause irritation. So that's a big world of ingredients. And I know it can be very triggering also. It's very hard to like find your way in this world of ingredients.
It is, and I'm gonna ask another devil's advocate question. So you probably I don't remember the name of the documentary, but this came out in on Netflix maybe 4 years ago. And it talked about natural ingredients. Actually, I talked about specifically in one episode about essential oils. And of course, you know, they chose an angle, and they're like, essential oils can be quite dangerous. So they picked up the people that were promoting, I think, Young Living, doTERRA, so like doTERRA, so these brands that are obviously massive global brands that are promoting essential oils. And to be fair, the essential oils this company have are actually very good quality essential oils. They are expensive,
Yeah.
I feel, for what they are, to be fair. There's better brands that are smaller and they don't have these like global marketing things on, but they're very good quality. So in this documentary, they were just highlighting the scam, in brackets, that essential oils really are. They were like, people are reacting to this. Like, some people can really get sick. They are toxic. So we know that, of course, every plant can have phytotoxicity, and so either to light or toxicity in general, because of the amounts that some person can take, or depending on a person's immune system, or detoxification, actually, even of the body. Like, if your liver is clogged up, maybe anything will trigger it. But people are so used to pointing out the natural stuff as being the trigger. But when it comes down to the ingredients that are actually bad for us and that accumulate over time, they seem to slide under the radar. And so I'd like you to talk. You're obviously very aware of essential oils. So can you just shed some light about this? Because some people will watch that documentary or anything online that talks about the toxicity of essential oils and be like, yeah, but they're not good and they are in the skincare that you're recommending. So how do I know I'll be safe?
Yeah. I just want to tell you, you say the amount, and this is my answer, the amount, because if you use, let's take lavender because it's the most popular, and in Nordora actually we use lavender, so I can really like talk about it and people will understand. So if you put the bottle of lavender, like the raw one without like dilution on your face, it can be irritating. It's the amount. It's in everything that we eat, everything that we do, everything that we put on our face. And this is why, and I was not sure if we could go there, but I'm just going to share my experience and my opinion on.
You can go anywhere. It's uncensored.
Okay, good. I'm going to say it. Okay, go. The DIY skincare, like the one that you do at home, that you mix your essential oil with your oil and everything. I have a strong belief that chemists follow regulation. And chemists, they also do amazing, natural brand. And they need to follow a law of amount of essential oil that you put. So let's say in a face cream of 50 milliliter, with all natural ingredients, all natural preservative agent, they will put 0.0001% of a drop of lavender oil. So it's not even the drop that you put every time, it's the 0.0001% of the lavender oil divided by every pump you put. So it's like a fraction of lavender oil that they're gonna put. But of course, if you do it at home and you're like, bam, bam, and you put like 5-6 drops and you don't follow the protocol because God, you love lavender, and then you end up like having skin irritation, because nature is powerful. Nature is very powerful. So any essential oil that you put, it's like with everything, it's the amount that you put. So if you go into the DIY, when I say DIY, it's really like at home with your like cereal bowl, you take the bowl and you put it inside. Like, this is the DIY that I'm talking about. Read, inform yourself, take a class on and there's brand also. There's brand that they use organic lavender from their farm. That's also the thing. It's not because it's natural that everything is perfect.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't know if I answer it well or I open it.
Yeah, you did.
Box.
No, you did. Amounts are very important. And I think this is the problem. because I did open an account with doTERRA, so I did listen to a little bit of, because I wanted the oil. Actually, there were some oils that were very specific to them that I really liked, and I did the same with Young Living. Again, I did it once because I wanted the intro. I didn't really promote them per se. I know they promote it as like, you can have your own business. I'm not a very good salesperson when it comes to things. I'm like much more service oriented, but I do like that I have access to different things, and I've tried. But even when we did the like we did the videos for skincare at home, Naturelli was actually educating people about the safety, because she had like this big book from Neal's Yard, which is a big essential oil company in the UK, where they had their own, when they started, they had their own farm, and they were, all the plants that they had there, they were making the oils from. So very like specialists in essential oils, and they really are one of the best essential oils in the UK. And it's like how much percentage you can have that is good for you, and there is obviously a higher percentage when it comes to more like a therapeutic approach. But we have to remember that essential oils are 200% more powerful than say you have lemon oil is 200% more powerful than a lemon. So it's
That's
like
crazy, because it's so concentrated. And nature is so powerful.
Yeah, so it's really important to know these things, and I think that's where we go wrong maybe, and this is what this documentary I think focused on. And you can pigeonhole then the whole industry, when I think people are very well, the people that get into this industry are generally, I am quite sure that I can say all of them are very well intended, and they really care, but they're sometimes poorly trained, and then that can reflect poorly on an industry that is supposed to be actually safer. So there is a little bit of controversy there, but it's also the lack of education can unfortunately taint something that is meant to be pure and actually better for us. So I wanted to clarify this point. Now, I do have a question for you though, because you showed me some impressive pictures. You show me your skin when at some point you just broke out in acne, and then actually you were putting normal products on your skin. You tried everything to clear the acne out, but it was only when you went into a different kind of product approach that you saw a difference. So if you take me to your acne story so that people actually can relate, because I think this is really an issue with so many people.
And thank you so much for allowing me to share from my heart this story, because I have goosebumps right now. People need to know this story. So in 2021, I stopped my birth pill. Just to put people in context, I've been an acne person since I'm born. Like, I had baby acne, like I react like to a lot of things, and growing up, hormonal changing, I had acne. So I have I will never classify someone that, because in skincare they will say you have acne prone skin, you have normal skin or oily skin. Well, acne prone skin, sometimes it's not because you are born like that. There's something in your body. This is my introduction.
I love that. I love it.
So there's oily skin, yes. There's dry skin. There's normal skin. But all the skin is normal. It's normal. So in 2021, I stopped my birth pill. And I was on the birth pill since I was 13. So I won't do the math now for how long that I was on the pills, but I'm soon to be 35. So 2021, I stopped it by myself, because it was part of my green transition. It was part of it. I was like, I'm done. I want to be myself. I want to feel myself, and I want to connect with my hormone, right? Because I learned that what was estrogen and what was the progesterone, and how it orchestrates our body. So I stopped it. One morning, I finished my tablet, and I'm like, I'm done. And I didn't went to the doctor, because I knew my doctor would tell me that I should not stop, right? And that's okay. I just didn't decide to go there. 6 months pass. I lost weight. I was like, what's happening? Like, I saw change in my body, but my skin was the best skin ever. So you see that I'm going out of this, my hormone is transitioning, and everything becomes like perfect. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. 6 months later, one pimple, two pimple, three pimple, 50 pimple, all in the jaw area, my décolleté, and all my back.
That's mostly hormonal, isn't it?
Is it? It is, exactly. My forehead, if I, on my Instagram, I post a lot of picture of that, and you see that my cheek, my forehead, and below my lips, it's clear. So you really see around the ear area here and like neck, that was where my acne was. So I was working for Nordora at that time. So I was using my good natural cosmetic, and I was using the routine. I was the national educator, so I knew which skincare to use on my skin, right? And in the past, when I was younger, I used like those, those oxypad and all those astringent and acid salicylic product, and I like burned my skin. So I have this acne. Now I know it's hormonal because I asked naturopath. I did my research because I was not the victim anymore. I was like, okay, I have hormonal acne because I stopped the pill. What do I do? My first reflex is to go to my doctor. So I sit with her, and she said, why did you stop? Well, I'm getting older. I want to take back my hormonal system. No, that didn't pass, but she understand that I said I want a baby. So she understand. But I was single at that time. So I just wanted to go there for her to give me the cream, the cream that you put and help to reduce the acne. But at that time, I was knowledgeable about how I could help my skin, but I needed something, like I wanted something to put on it because it's what I did all my life. So it was just
Can I ask, was the cream a steroid or was it an antibiotic cream?
Vitamin A. So
vitamin A, okay. So
yeah, exactly. So that's the typical one that the doctor will refer. What it does, it dries the skin. So, but this is not how you heal acne. This is like I think, like, don't do that. Just don't.
It's the patch on top. It's the patch.
Exactly. So you put like plaster. So I had the worst acne in the whole world. It was painful. I cried a lot, but I said, I won't be the victim of this acne anymore. It's enough. I had enough. So my first intuition, and I was working with naturopath because I was still working for Nordora, So I was seeing naturopath actually every day. So I took one. Her name is Cynthia, and she took me as a client, and we worked together. And the first thing she did, she helped my body remove the bird pill that I accumulate in my body. Okay. So that was the first thing she did. And then we look into my liver, we look into my guts, and like we talked the other day, we detoxifying, but we also release and disengage the bird pill inside of me to help my body naturally bring my estrogen and progesterone back, So that was my first step towards healing my skin. And I need to say, I didn't put any makeup to hide it because I was not anymore the victim of my acne. So I went working with this acne, and it was like the mask era during COVID, so doesn't help, right? But I said, I don't care, and I show up in front of my client with this acne and telling them right now, I'm going through a season where I need to take care of my acne. So yes, it was itchy. Yes, it was not like the best thing, but I own it. And thank God to acne. Thank God to this event of acne, because I went into a holistic healing path. So first work with Cynthia. It was clearing up slowly, but like, coming back a bit. But I had hope, a lot of hope. And I was doing what I needed to do with my skincare. I was washing my face, putting my serum, my cream, making sure everything was okay. But I didn't go see anybody else to help me with my skin, because I knew that keeping with my routine, the good one, was just helping my skin and making sure everything was okay. And after that, I met another woman. Her name was Emily. So with Emily, we work more into the shadow work. I went to my inner child. I went to take care of myself. I was like, I knew how to put my boundaries, to like regain confidence and love of myself. So nutrition, self-love, and then I went traveling alone for 3 months. And when I came back, all my acne was gone. It took 1 year. And now I'm acne free since 2.5 years. I'm pregnant right now, 31 weeks, going with my hormone. But everything is okay inside, right? Everything is okay inside. So yeah, and that's my story. And this is I love that, because I did it. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, I love it too. Okay, so much to unpack here. I had a very similar experience with the pill, actually. The first time I tried, I started when I was 18. I didn't necessarily have my acne prone skin, as they defined it. I didn't have a lot of acne. I didn't have acne. I had just pimples, like, as a teenager. But of course, my diet wasn't great as a teenager. Plus, I had anorexia, and then, like, so many things were happening. So I didn't understand hormones. Nobody did at the time. I'm a little bit older than you, so there's even less knowledge back then. But I tried to stop, because I'm like, I don't want to be on it forever. So I tried to stop at 23. And of course, I was still eating dairy. My gut was still a mess. I had IBS for a very long time. I suffered from really severe constipation and IBS since a child, because I was on antibiotics chronically, like every year since I was a child. So, my parents didn't know better. Like, the doctors, like, oh, throat infection, antibiotics. Like, they used to give them to us like candy, right? In the 80s. Right. So, like, nobody really. Basically, at 23, I am already kind of aware of a natural approach, because I was seeing an homeopath, but nothing like I know now. So, of course, when I went to the dermatologist, and he was like, well, we have to put you on antibiotics. I'm like, I don't want to be on antibiotics. But I did it because I'm like, okay, maybe this is the thing. But yeah, I worked for 2 weeks, and the moment I stopped the course of antibiotics, everything came back again. Then it's like, well, the only way you're going to get rid of this is by taking Androcure, which is an androgen regulator, which androgens are basically male hormones, like testosterone, that promote a more sebaceous gland. But that's actually good, because the sebum in our skin keeps our skin moist. But it's like, Absolutely. You got too much of it. And they didn't explain, well, you were on the pill, so, your hormones are dysregulated, your gut is not working. Like, he had no knowledge about this. So Androcure only works if you're taking the pill. So I'm like, okay, so we're back on the pill. So from 23 up to 36, I was on the pill again. And when I went plant-based in 2013, I started feeling like, I was cleaning really my life. And the food changed, and I wanted to understand more about my gut, and gut health became a big thing, a big component of my practice, for myself. And then as I started coaching, and I wasn't even into the naturopathy at the time, I wasn't educated in that yet, but it was a time where we started talking about gut health. And then I was like, okay, my body was giving me symptoms of wanting to stop the pill. Like I never
Yeah.
forgot the pill once, like ever in all
Wow.
these years. But I started forgetting. Like my body was like, yeah, I don't want to take it. And then I started having pain in my inner thighs where the lymphatic nodes are. And I'm like, this is
Mhm.
so weird. And I was actually in teacher training, yoga teacher training. And my yoga teacher was like, this is weird that you feel like the pain is right there into your root. And I'm like, well, esoterically makes a lot of sense. Like energetically, the root, like you are imbalancing hormones. You are like really restricting your reproductive system. But on top of that, I think my lymphatic system was just really clogged up. And then I was in this process of cleaning the body. So my body was giving me signals like, please stop this. So in 2016, I just decided no more. And of course, like you, as I stopped the pill, and it was nothing as dramatic as 2023, by the way, when I just broke out, but I started having a little bit of pimples exactly in the same area that
Yeah.
you had.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, we have to work through this. So I'm going to slowly detoxify the body. So looking at the liver, because now, of course, I had all this endogenous, exogenous estrogen from the pill. I had a lot of a lot of high cortisol because of stress. Like I had to regulate everything.
Mhm.
And I had just left banking in 2015, so my stress was a little bit better in some ways, a little bit worse in other, because like when you work for yourself, you don't have a paycheck that is guaranteed, so you have to really like make it work, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So there is a little bit of that transition, but very different stress. So really looking at it holistically, and gently everything just started clearing out. And of course I do, as I work through the dark night of the soul, so the shadow work that you mentioned, I feel
Yeah.
like more and more I'm rejuvenating myself. Like people don't believe I'm 43 most of the ever, but also I have the best skin I ever, and like I use oil on my skin. Like I use castor oil as a serum. I use only natural ingredients. I don't even buy like big brands. I'm very, simple with it, and I
Yeah.
know what to do with my skin because I'm educated in it. But
Yeah.
I really love that you can, and of course, sometimes there would be some dehydration. I'm like, okay, maybe it's definitely from the inside, but people forget this. Our skin is our biggest um, detox
Organ.
organ.
Yes.
Like, what we put on our skin goes inside and vice versa. So
Yes.
a lot of the people that have these breakouts is really coming from the inside, and the gut is one place
Absolutely.
we have to think about. So what you shared, like that connection, looking at it holistically, starting to adjust your diet, lifestyle, and even the emotional work, like it is paramount. It makes so much sense. Like this is how
Yeah.
people need to look at health in general, even their skincare. So let's dive into. I want to actually talk about some ingredients because that people have to be aware of, but I like
Yeah.
to also talk about what you do now to help women and men to look after their skin and how you actually approach your work.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your story also. And I just want to add that acne, it's healed from the inside. Okay, let can like if we need to remember something today, acne, it's healed from the inside because your skin cannot be dirty. Of course, if you wear makeup every day and you don't wash your face, there's like exception, but your skin is intelligent. Your skin is exfoliating themselves, it's cleaning themselves. So acne prone skin, it's not a type of skin that you are born with it and you will leave this amazing world with it.
It's a
It's a
symptom.
season, exactly. So it's ill from the inside. So this is what I do now. I help women and men also to empower their natural skin. So I have a lot of people, women with acne, uh, coming towards me and without knowing that I had, because when you look at my skin right now, you don't see the past. So what I do is I help by offering them a plan. So I help them to go over their product that they have right now. I analyze all their ingredients and I educate them. After that, I will ask, what is your concern? What is your need? What your skin needs right now? Like, how do you feel and what do you see? Because what I see and what they see, it's different. So I will always ask them, like, how can we help your skin? And after that, what I'm going to do, I will do a virtual consultation on 101, and I will present what they are putting in their skin. We will talk about their needs, concern, and after that, I will provide a plan that I call the Glow Concierge plan, because concierge like help with all the thing around. And in the plan, it's very, very complete. So they have like their concern, my suggested solution, always suggested because they do them right all the time, but it's suggested. After that, I will recommend the good product for them. So if my client have acne right now, I will make sure that I support the hydration, that I don't dry too much the skin, and we put a lot of oil, because oil help fighting the oil, right? It's like I learned that
Right.
when I was 17, and it's still true. Don't dry your skin. Put oil, it will stop producing oil. So I make sure that she or he have the right product for in the season that he is right now. And I will also recommend the morning, night, and self-care routine. So it's very, very complete. And I accompany them all over, like the transition and everything. And I do also offer holistic facial. So I work with my hand, I work with essential oil, I work with natural organic product all around the world. And I offer a 1 hour treatment that you're going to experience tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, so everything is very soft. Everything is, I use like effective but natural product in consideration of the type of the skin that she or he is right now. And I make sure to really calm the nervous system, to make them very relaxed, because it's when your cortisol is the lower that your skin is rejuvenated, right? So yeah, so this is what I do. I take all my 20 years of experience from, my past life and my new life as a educator in natural and like health for the skin, organic, exactly. And I just help them, change their one by one, change their vision towards ingredient and product. But I also do what I do the best. I create personalized skincare routine. This is what I love to do.
And I love that it's bespoke, like you actually working with one client at a time, and it's very, very unique to them for their needs. Absolutely. And it's not like a blueprint that it's for everyone, because we can have a base. We start with the base, like looking at ingredients. But then, we have to adapt to the person. It's really, really important. And I feel like, again, this is where the problem with with mainstream medical aesthetics is that it's like very, you have products for oily skin, but like that, the person's skin might not actually really do well. They may have oily skin, but that product won't do well for their skin. So what Absolutely. Do you do? Like it needs to be very personalized. Yeah. Okay. We're running out of time, so I really want to tap into this, because this is like the question of people that will have. What ingredients that are naughty ones the people have to look out for when they go and buy products?
Well, you can help me on this, because there's like so much, but let's talk like about paraben. Like paraben, all the like the meat ingredient, like everything that starts with methyl, it's like all preservative agent that doesn't need to be there anymore. There's the BHT, that is the suspected endocrine disruptor. There will be also the sodium lauryl sulfate. I did that with my French accent, but
it was very charming.
Thank you so much. It's SLS. It's to improve the texture of the skin. Well, actually, like I have like a full list that like maybe we can put like at the end of the podcast.
That'd be amazing. We can add it as a resource. Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. And
But
I
if
will
you
link it on my
have
website
more,
too. Yeah.
yeah, if you have more, please now share because like there's so much and synthetic fragrances also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please, if you see fragrances, parfum, perfume, uh, run away of them. Like sometimes how the natural brand, they will identify their fragrances. They will put 2 stars and it's from essential oil. They will tell it's from like citrus, it's from lavender, roses, Frankenstein, patchouli.
Frankincense. Frankenstein with a monster. I'm keeping this in the podcast. It's awesome.
I love that.
Frankincense.
Frankincense.
But you could get Frankenstein essential oils, actually.
That would be amazing. Well, so perfume and everything that you cannot read if you don't understand it, because company they work with INCI. INCI means the international nomenclature of of cosmetic. So it's international. We can be in China, Canada, or Portugal. We can read the ingredients. So there's no excuses to say, oh, it was in Portuguese.
Yeah.
No, it's all in key and you can read. And if you cannot understand an ingredient, that means that maybe it's better to stay away.
And also, I would say, look it up and reaching out to you and get actually a consultation that will, educate people
Yes.
and also know what to do would be really good, because you do it once, you have this concierge approach, you do it once, you educate yourself, and at least, you invested in something good that will really take you for a long time, forever actually, into,
Yes.
what choices are you going to make in the future and going forward. So I think that makes a lot of sense, like a great investment in
Yes.
making sure, right?
Absolutely. And like it's international. So even if you are listening to us and you're from, I don't know, USA or like London, I will make sure to find the right product for you in your country. So you don't need to, I don't like give the plan and say, oh, now you need to buy a hyaluronic acid. No, I will tell you which one, which brand, which price, and I will respect your budget also. This is why I call that concierge, because I take care of everything. Because in the past, I was doing that, and then the people, they will go buy a hyaluronic acid, which is a serum to hydrate the skin, and they will just buy something that was not suited for their skin. So now I really, really like take the product almost to their end. So yeah, please, I will take care of the ingredient. I will do the cleaning of all your bathroom closet. Like I'm the Marie Kondo of skincare.
Yeah, you are. And I think people need to understand also, you look at also the body care, like, your shower gels, your shampoos, it's everything that goes on the skin.
Also foundation.
Yeah,
So,
good.
Example, like I will look for the shampoo, for the body care, I will look for the foundation. And if the client have a problem with the eyes, sometimes around the eyes, it's more like dry or like a lot of wrinkle and there's something happening, I will look onto like even the eye drop, I will look into the mascara. And if it's around the mouth, I will look into the toothpaste also.
Oh, I love that. Yes, exactly. Like our oral hygiene is so important and affects everything, affects the skin too. Well, it goes back to the microbiome, which is a new subject when it comes to oral microbiome being linked even to heart disease. Like we never talked about this, but now there is enough knowledge. It's just that it's not mainstream yet and people need to want to learn. And I feel like this is why I even wanted the podcast to come out. I was on a journey of self-healing, but I'm like, a lot of the things that I know and I'm learning as I go, I want to package them in a way that people can just go in one place, learn the basics, and then just go and develop and dive more. Because of course we can't cover everything in 1 hour conversation, but
No.
you can definitely get the basis and the curiosity to learn more, and then go out there and really dive deeper if you want to. And I really hope that people do, because you said something that struck me, which was I'm not a victim, so I'm going to deal with this. And this is exactly the mentality we want people to have. Not a victim mentality, and like, yeah, okay, things don't look very good now. You may not feel the best. Your skin may be a mess, but you can take control of it, and it would be totally different in a couple of months' time. Like, this is how quick a shift of mindset can reflect on our body.
Absolutely, because the body responds to that. And if you tell yourself that, like, I'm okay, and we will go through that, like, together, let's be honest, like, let's be your best friend, and let's go to this season of acne, eczema also. We didn't even speak about that, eczema. So it's a season that you're in, and the best advice that I can give, and dive deep inside you to understand what's going on,
I have one last question about product choice. So a lot of people will be like, okay, but you're talking about mainstream products, and of course we're talking about the things that you can easily get in a supermarket, right? They have like the toiletry section, and it's huge. There is so much going on. I mean, here in Portugal, you've been to Continente. I mean, Continente has like 10,000 shampoos. Like what the? But so big. It's like, well, there's more product for skincare and body care than food sometimes. So massive. And people are like, okay, I don't buy these things in the supermarket. I go to a health store. Does everything that is sold in a health store like equals safe and good for your skin?
That's a very, very good question. That's actually the best question. So yes and no. It depends. It depends the mission of the store. Okay, because there's owner of the store that will check each product, each ingredient before they enter. So let's say Porto. Right now, we live, you and me, in Porto, Portugal. So there's one store called Organi. Okay, it's a beautiful brand owned by two women who decided to offer safe, organic, and natural. I did all their product, everything is safe there. So I will advise to use an app. Okay, I'm going to share the app. The app is Inky Beauty. Okay, you can use it for free. I love this app because it didn't create by a company. It's two chemist engineer that decided to put all the ingredients of the world into this app. So you just come, you take your product, you scan your product, and it's going to say to you if it's safe or not by color. So green, it's okay. Yellow, it's okay. Orange, red, maybe it's not the best product for you. So Inky Beauty can help you navigate into those health store wherever you are in the world, because there are still ingredients that are there in health store and you can avoid them.
Fantastic. That is so helpful. Okay. How can people get hold of you? We'll put your links in the show notes, but just so that you can give your handle for social media, if you have a website, and so that we can make sure people come and talk to you and learn more.
Absolutely. So the best way to reach me, it's through Instagram, if you have Instagram. And my name on Instagram, it's nomad.glow.pt. So this is my brand name, but also we will put my WhatsApp number or my email in the comment.
Perfect.
Because it's that everybody who have Instagram, and it's okay.
Perfect.
But yeah, so in the show note, all my information will be there. And please, if you have question about my services, it's free to ask.
Yeah, and I will actually post. Yeah, I will put the resources you're going to share, the list, on my website. And I also want to actually flag that one of the reasons I wanted to really talk to you is also because I've invited you to join the retreats that I'm going to organize for women. And I think one of the services that will be really empowering for them, there's obviously the VIP package, which will get more of you, but also we're going to have a talk about skincare and what to do, so much more in detail about the different products, and so that women can actually start looking at what they're putting on their skin to help with the hormonal journey. So I am super excited to work with you, but also super excited that you're here and you're just creating this, like bringing this light, into something that we take for granted, and it needs more attention. And I absolutely love how you share it as well, because even when you were talking to me about the treatment, I was sitting there and just you talking about it, I was like so relaxed. My skin was like, this is gonna be so nourishing.
Like your skin's gonna love it, and your skin's gonna thank you tomorrow. And I am looking forward to have you here and offer you a very nice facial.
Me too. I look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was so enlightening and so wonderful. Your energy shines. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Marie Claude, and thank you everyone for staying on to the episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to learn more about skincare ingredients and how to make sure that your skincare is really looked after, if you're using the right products, please check out Marie Claude. Everything is in the show notes, so you can reach out to her. She's knowledgeable, she's wonderful, she's approachable, and she's fun. So guys, if you're listening to this episode on any platform, please do share your reviews and also share it with friends, because the more we grow, the more amazing guests I can have on, and I really want this to become a fantastic podcast for education. So I'll send you a lot of love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.